curling fans, and welcome back to the Nutana Curling Club in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. John Cullen here with you for men's opening draw action. Manitoba 2, Braden Calvert up against Alberta 1, Karsten Sturmay. And we are going to get right back into it. Glenn Venance here, kicking things off for the team out of the Saville Sports Centre in Edmonton, Alberta. Recent winners of the Alberta Tour Championship were Karsten Sturmay, so their biggest win of the year heading into this event, so they've got to be feeling pretty darn good as they go up against Deer Lodge Curling Club's Braden Calvert. And unlike this morning, two teams that are playing as they were constructed this season. So we know going through the Best of the West tournament, with it being an under 30 tournament, that some of these teams have had to rejig their rosters a little bit to fit the age restriction, but these are two teams here that played together all year. And in the case of Karsten Sturmay, have actually been playing together for the last quadrennial. So two teams that are, and Braden Calvert's team as well. So two teams very familiar with each other and should lend itself to some great curling, as we see Robbie Gordon unfortunately putting his first attempt at a corner guard through the house. Braden Calvert is starting the game with hammer. The scoreboard in the background there showing the opposite, but it was Kyle Kurz just hanging his second draw on the back of the 12-foot to give Calvert the hammer here to start.
Tristan, if you can. Feet over. Tristan, yeah. Yeah, go Tristan. Hard, Tristan, hard. Good shot. Nice part.
So two center guards up for Glenn Venance. He actually put his last stone draw through the house, which is the reason why Braden Calvert was able to get the hammer here. So obviously was able to use that information, dial in to draw weight, and get those two center guards up as we get a good look here at Robbie Gordon.
Careful with that one. It was a little weary of
lead for Braden Calvert, and former Canadian junior champion. Won bronze at the Worlds with Best of the West organizer Matt Dunstone. So
15?
Familiar name for curling fans.
That's good.
And of course his partner is Kristen McCush, who had a fantastic year with Team Fleury and is going to be on the new Team Laws next year. So we get a look here at Chris Kennedy. We'll meet both the teams here. So as I said, Karsten Sturmay out of the Saville Sports Centre in Edmonton, skipped by Karsten Sturmay. Third is Tristan Steinke. Second is Chris Kennedy, and lead is Glenn Venance.
Back here?
Yeah, back there.
Line.
They were the Canadian University champions in 2018. Lost the 2019 Universiade final to Marcus Ramsfjell.
14-4.
And Braden Calvert out of the Deer Lodge Curling Club in Winnipeg. Skip is Braden Calvert. Third, Kyle Kurz. Second, Ian McMillan. And lead is Rob Gordon. Talked about Robbie Gordon's junior success. Of course, Braden Calvert and Kyle Kurz also had junior success, winning back-to-back Canadian titles in 2014 and 2015. They missed the playoffs at the Worlds in 2014, but they won the gold in 2015, made up for it there. So beating Yannick Schwaller in the final in 2015, who just announced this morning he's leaving his team. So perhaps we'll see a reshuffling of the deck in Switzerland, maybe a Benoit Schwartz, Yannick Schwaller pairing on the horizon. A team is what I will insist that we call them. So both teams not afraid to mix it up here early.
I saw it really similar.
Line's good. Back four. Whoa, then. Whoa.
Teams were given a full practice session on this ice yesterday, and then obviously had the pre-game practice just before. So already familiar with the ice and not afraid to get into it here.
Top four.
Hard, you gotta go. Hard.
Chris Kennedy trying to get around these center guards here.
Good shot, buddy. Attaboy.
And he will make a very nice one. So that's buried behind two guards without hammer here. Braden Calvert, or sorry, Karsten Sturmay rather. So Tristan Steinke just looking to get these rocks separated a little bit on the forefoot here. And he will do that, but
Call on the weight.
14-6.
Call on the weight.
I think it has opened up that yellow. We can see here Braden Calvert looking to come around there.
6, yeah.
So just maybe a shade heavy was Tristan Steinke there for what they were hoping to get as a result. It is Sturmay who shot, but Calvert, Kyle Kurz will have an opportunity here to come onto that yellow stone. Kerr's been a longtime teammate of Braden Calvert, as we said. They won the junior titles together in 2014 and 2015, so been together almost a decade now, and they'll be continuing play together again next year. Robbie Gordon told me before the event that Team Calvert sticking together for next season, so look forward to seeing them make their mark on the men's game, continuing to do so in Manitoba. So a little light there from Kyle Kurz, but still certainly not a bad spot. And I think this is already more rocks in play than we saw in any single end in the ladies' game this morning. So just two teams maybe liking to play a little bit more aggressive than what we saw out of Zacharias and Fesser this morning. So Tristan Steinke is going to just look to come around the pile and tap that yellow one up into shot. Not a bad shot there from Steinke. Would have liked to be second shot, but promotes the yellow a little bit, though there might be a in-off here. So Kyle Kerr is just looking to get to the inside of this yellow stone. We heard Braden say just get a third of it, and then it would kick the red over into the yellow shot stone and lie buried. So big shot here. It's going to be pretty tough to get at that yellow stone if this shot is not made. Pretty nice shot there from Kyle Kurz, although it might have left a triple here for Karsten Sturmay. Take another look at it here. Robbie Gordon actually backing this one up a little bit. Sweepers were on it right away and ended up hitting a little more of that yellow than they wanted to. So just debating here whether or not the triple's there, or if that's even the best solution. Yeah, so that's the other option there. Yeah, so that's the worry for Sturmay. You can see he's talking about coming down here and then running this triple back onto here and get rid of both of these reds. The problem is that he doesn't want to roll his shooter over to here, because if he does that, then it'll be a chance for Calvert to come down off of it. And, or sorry, Calvert's red, but he would have a chance to come down and sit shot. It's my first time ever using a telestrator. I don't know how good I'm doing, but thank you, thank you. I'm getting some notes from the truck. They said I did good. I used the wrong colors, though. Next time we'll nail it, I promise. So it looks like he's electing to come the other way. Didn't love the triple there, so just going to try and make a thin double here off of this outside one. All that beautiful drawing for nothing.
I think you have to expect some curl on this.
Hairless.
Okay, stick both.
So Karsten Sturmay looking for a thin double. If it's made, he'll be lying two behind cover.
Yep.
Big shot here in the first end.
Whoa. Glenn.
This needs to curl. Can Venance bring it over? He cannot. So it will just nose, and it continues to be Calvert lying one with hammer.
8-7. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah. Just, yeah. Hard to guess on the first throw.
So the key here for Calvert is he wants to make the tap up to get into second shot, but doesn't want to set up a potential triple or quad. That's the real concern here. So that's just what they're talking about, where they want to leave both the raised rock and his shooter. So it was long team discussion, but you could see there that they ended up deciding they do want to play the tap. The idea it would be to hit the red a little on the low side, meaning that they want to hit it closer to the center rock side. So it would end up staggering their red rock and the yellow rock at the top four. So then Karsten would not have the triple or the quadruple takeout back if they do that. So just looking to play like T-line weight, just hit this red rock a little on the center line side and roll in. We get our first look here at Braden Calvert, sitting one with hammer here. And he does indeed tap it in to lie two. But it does look like Karsten Sturmay will have exactly the same shot he had on his last. So by virtue of...
I still saw less because of how thin it is, man.
By virtue of where Karsten's rock ended up, it's now a rock higher, which means the double is going to be a little bit thinner than it was last time. As we get a good look at it there, very thin. The only thing Karsten really can't do here is nose hit his own again. If he does that, he's in danger of giving up a bundle. So he just wants to make sure he gets inside of this one, but will need to hit it pretty thin to make the shot he wants. But if he does, he'll be lying shot stone completely buried. So huge shot here for Karsten Sturmay, facing two with his last in the first.
Oh, hard, 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 hard. Whoa, whoa, Glenn, 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 Glenn.
So with just that little bit less weight, it completely over curls on Karsten Sturmay, misses the yellow completely, and I think Braden Calvert has a double for 5.
Sorry, man. That's okay.
Just wanted to throw a little bit less weight to make sure that he was rolling into the forefoot, and unfortunately misses everything. And not an easy double here for Calvert. It's pretty flat, but certainly makeable. And if he punches it through the hole, it'll be a big 5 to start this game. Final stone. This needs to curl. Wow.
What a man.
I don't even know what to say about that one. He somehow took out both of his own shot stones and rolled out and up, and it's a steal of 1 for Karsten Sturmay. What an end. I need a break. I know you do too. We'll be back after this. I hope for the sake of the viewers at home that you had a pack of cigarettes nearby. I know I need one after that end. That was crazy. Braden Calvert with a double chance for 5 on his last one. Already lying 2. Hits it too thin. Takes out both of his own. Rolls out of the forefoot. And it ends up being a steal of 1 for Karsten Sturmay. Absolutely insane. And so it'll be maybe some tough sledding here for Calvert, just to try and get the mental train back on the tracks here, as Glenn Van Nance puts up that center guard, and we'll see if Robbie Gordon can get the corner guard put up this time. Maybe our replay team might get us another look at that shot. I'd love to see it one more time. Simply one of the craziest curling shots I've ever seen. All right, my beautiful replay team said they are going to show it to us right now, so we'll get one more look at this shot from Braden Calvert here. So here we go. So it's coming down the ice, got a double for 5. Misses the double, hits his own, and then rolls up and out of the forefoot to give up the steal of 1. And the look on his face simply says it all. I was chatting with a few of the regulars up here or a few of the spectators up in the bar here. I don't want to speculate on whether or not they're regulars, but we were chatting about the shot, and I said, Calvert probably wouldn't have even looked at that as a possibility. The double was so juicy. It was such an not easy, but it was such a easy shot to see for 5. You wouldn't ever even think, well, what would happen if we ever thinned our own and came in? You'd never even think about it, because of course, if he throws his rock into the boards, they score 2. He's got a pretty easy tap for 3. But the double certainly wasn't a difficult shot either, and just didn't curl as much as he wanted to. And so, yeah, what a back and forth end. Sturmay had a couple chances to get out of it, gave Calvert that chance for 5, and ends up stealing 1. So, whew, I love curling. What a game. So nice pair there from Robbie Gordon. And nice setup here. Good bounce back. That's often the job of the lead, that you kind of have to sometimes find your way back into the game, help your team find their way back into the game when things like that happen, and did a really nice job there making that pair and getting his team back into the groove.
Back 4. Line's good. Back 4.
So we talked a little bit about the format of this tournament this morning, but it is 8 teams, 2 representing each Western province: BC, Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba. They're divided into 2 pools of 4, so you just play each team in your pool once. Top 2 teams in each pool advance to the semifinals. And then, of course, the winner of the semifinals on to the finals. And lots at stake here. SGI Canada, SaskMilk, all the sponsors helping out with just a truly phenomenal purse. $10,000 to the winner, $5,000 to second. So big chunk of change these teams are playing for, and a lot of the top curlers from around the country here this week. And it's going to be a great show for the city of Saskatoon here. So chance now for Ian McMillan to get his team lying 2 with hammer. So Karsten Sturmay looking to have Chris Kennedy make the run back here. As I said, this team has been together for the last quad, winning the Canadian Universities in 2018. All of them Alberta junior champions as well. As Chris Kennedy makes that run back there. All 4 of them were Alberta junior champions at some point. Karsten skipping them all at various points in time. He won 3 Alberta juniors himself in 2015, 16, and 18. Posted a winning record in every Canadian juniors he went to, but never made the playoffs, did Karsten Sturmay in those 3 years. As I said off the top of the show, they were just winners at the Alberta Curling Tour Boston Pizza Championship last weekend, and so that's actually vaulted them up to a current ranking of 23rd in the world. Braden Calvert ranked 35, so 2 teams very close to each other in the world rankings. So nice shot here from Ian McMillan, and Braden Calvert has turned the ship around a little bit here, sitting 3 now with hammer. Both these teams were also in the pre-trials to try to get into the Olympic trials, and both missed the playoffs. So two teams that are familiar with each other. Been in a few of the same events this season.
Whoa, Glenn!
Would love a roll here if you're Tristan Stanke. And will not get it, so continues to be Calvert lying 2 with hammer. So I believe Braden Calvert's going to be ignoring that yellow stone in the 12-foot, asking Kyle Kurz to draw around to the middle. Kyle, the only member of Team Calvert who didn't get the memo that it was hat day, apparently. And this looks like quite a bit of weight here. Would love for that to slow down for third shot. Would love for it to stay in the house. And it will not. So unfortunate miss there from Kyle Kurz. And once again, maybe Karsten Sturmay getting let off the hook here. So Tristan Stanke attempting to do what Kyle Kurz could not. Just trying to draw to this shot rock here in the back button.
Get the weight right. Line three. Glenn, get in there.
Oh, you don't want to balance. Great shot. Attaboy.
Really good shot there from Tristan Stanke.
Thanks.
About the first one, I heard lights.
Yeah, I think. No, yeah, I think.
So Kyle Kurz just going to try to unlock this yellow one that was perfectly frozen in by Stanke.
Normal or medium is probably a bit more predictable, but it is, I mean, it's either a tricky line call or it's you got to hit it in just the right spot for medium. So, yeah. I think the ones where they're
This looks close from Kyle Kurz. And that's a pretty good shot. So it is Sturmay lying shot stone, but there's a few ways at it for Braden Calvert. So he's going to have to make a good one here, looking like he's going to follow Stanke's path down to it. So there you go. You heard from Karsten. Ideally, it would over curl and just come onto the corner of that red stone that's in the 4-foot. So big shot here for Karsten Sturmay. Lying one without hammer.
Line's good.
Line's good.
Line's good. Close. Still got a curl. Whoa. Close, yeah, hard, Glenn. Hard, you got to curl.
Hard one.
Hard, Glenn. Hard,
They need to get this over to the face of it.
Okay. Probably as good as you can do.
So, not bad, but might be an opportunity here for Calvert to get both yellows moving. Fortunately, we don't have Braden mic'd up, so just try and see what we can pick up from the ice mics here. So Braden Calvert just looking to run his own red into the two yellows here, and when the dust is settled, be lying two. So they get a little bit lucky there. Braden a little bit outside on that one, but still managed to get rid of one of the yellows. But still Karsten Sturmay sitting one without hammer here in the second and leading by one.
I think it's a force.
It's like a,
What's that?
tap in here.
Sure.
Yeah, like you gotta tap it. I think that's the call. I'll throw like back 4,
Okay.
back 8, and then it's just you have to make a decision coming in if we're tapping it here,
Yeah.
or if we have the line to go.
Just go up and over. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay. So what are we playing? Probably the straight tap, because that's closest to the same one. Okay. I was seeing a little less than that, but
Yeah, I don't want to take too much and get
okay. Sounds good.
So you heard that from Karsten there, just looking to, there's two options. He can either come down and tap his yellow into the pile here, so you can come down and just tap it right onto this red,
make a decision.
or he can come across the face of the yellow
Tap it on.
and just tap it to here. Just wants to be sure he's lying two if he does that, no matter what. So those are the two options. It's really just going to be up to the sweepers and Tristan Steinke to communicate that. It's really just about Karsten giving them the right weight here. Back 4, back 8. So final stone here for Karsten Sturmay in the second.
Line's good. Room. Close. Room. Glenn. 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 Hard, Glenn. Whoa. Glenn. Glenn. Glenn.
Separation hard.
Straight. 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 Straight.
Separation hard.
Good shot. Good shot, man.
And that worked out pretty well for Karsten Sturmay.
Really good weight.
I don't know that there's a way that Braden Calvert can get rid of all three. Or sorry, both.
Nice.
Really nice weight from Sturmay and good call from the sweepers.
Well, it's
Okay, so what they're talking about here is they're trying to just get a quarter of this yellow stone come off the back of the stone in the top of the forefoot and nose the stone that's on the button. So here, so they're trying to come off of here, just hit the back of this yellow stone to come on to this one to potentially score 2 or 3. Pretty unlikely, very, very high difficulty shot here, but probably the only way that they can score. So huge shot here for Braden Calvert. And he just misses the back of that yellow one. And so it's been a little bit of bad luck for Braden Calvert on his last stones. It will be Sturmay scoring another one, so they're going to take a 2-0 lead, but Calvert will have the hammer when we come back. You're watching the SGI Canada Best of the West.
Our roots might be simple, but our methods are far from it. Canadian dairy farmers proudly meet some of the most stringent standards in the world, including the 42 food safety requirements set by our national quality program. We do it by working hard and by ensuring that every cow is monitored every day so that we can bring you high quality milk. High Canadian standards. That's dairy farming forward.
Saskatchewan, you know SaskTel because we're everywhere. Because being everywhere keeps us connected to you. With SaskTel sponsorships, we get to be part of your community. We're here with you, and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. SaskTel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit sastel.com/sponsorships.
So the story of the game so far has been the last rock of both of the first 2 ends for Braden Calvert. We go back to that first end, had a double for 5, ended up giving up a steal of 1. And then in that last end there, very high difficulty shot, much more difficult than his shot in the first, but it was still there and just missing the wrong side of the inch and giving up another steal to Karsten Sturmay. So it's been a good battle so far, but it is Sturmay leading 2-0, and Calvert will see if they can get something going with the hammer here in the third. John Cullen with you for this men's opening draw of the SGI Canada Best of the West.
Tight top 12. Mine's good.
It's the inaugural tournament. It's a U30 tournament, so
Hey, it's a little late. Just tight.
all under 30 curlers you're going to be seeing this weekend. We're going to have wall-to-wall coverage of the event. Every single draw will be streamed for you live on Curling Canada and Curling Zone's YouTube pages. And I will be here with you for just about all of it.
We're going around.
We've seen some great curling so far, and we're sure to see some more as we continue on this weekend. As we said, every game in this tournament extremely important for these teams. It's only a 4-team round robin. There's 8 teams total, but only 4 teams per pool. So you only have 3 games. So you really can only afford to lose 1 game. And even then, you probably don't want to lose any games, obviously, if you can help it. So we see a similar start to last end. We've got Robbie Gordon making the perfect come around on the corner guard, and Karsten Sturmay has got 2 center guards up, so likely going to see some more rocks in play this end. We talked about Braden Calvert sticking together next year. Karsten Sturmay, his plans still yet to be revealed. Tristan Steinke has announced he's leaving the team to play with his brother and his dad on Team Webb, and Chris Kennedy has announced that he will be playing with Kyler Kleibrink, who's leaving Team Hardy at the end of this season. We'll see Team Hardy in action later this weekend on this live stream. So we still don't know what Karsten and Glenn are doing for next year, but I'm sure their plans will be revealed soon enough. As we know, some of the big men's teams getting announced this week. Brendan Botcher with Mark Kennedy, Brett Gallant, and Ben Hebert. And this morning, the news dropping that one of the curlers in this U30 tournament, Tyler Tardy, going to be teaming up with Kevin Cooey next year, as well as Brendan Botcher's former front end, Brad Thiessen and Karik Martin. So going to be some big competition in Alberta next year. You add Team Webb on top of that, Team Sluchinski, Team Appleman, wherever Karsten Sturmay ends up. The new Kyler Kleibrink rink. It's going to be quite a season as Ian McMillan here. What a shot. Absolutely fantastic. Pokes that second center guard off of the center line and rolls perfectly behind the corner guard. A veteran's touch there from Ian McMillan. Very nice throw. And Chris Kennedy will run it just by. So again, another very nice start to the end for Team Calvert.
Tough one, bud.
Calvert had a bit of a tough ride at the Manitoba Men's Provincials this year, losing the A qualifier in the playoffs to Mike McEwen, the eventual winner, and then losing the B qualifier to Ryan Weeb. So unfortunately didn't make the playoffs there in the Manitoba Provincials, but one of the top teams on tour for sure, as we said. Had a good year otherwise. They were winners at the Atkins Supplies Classic at the Assiniboine Curling Club, where they beat Rich Ruonen in the final. Also made the final at the Mother Club Classic, qualified in Halifax and at the MCT Championship. So lots of great results for Team Calvert this year.
You're going to have a pretty easy double.
As they are currently lying 3 with the hammer, but once again, an opportunity here for Karsten Sturmay and Tristan Steinke to get rid of some of these red counters. So Steinke makes the run back, but unfortunately just doesn't quite get a roll in on his yellow stone, and so it is Calvert still lying 2 with the hammer. You can see the look on Steinke's face says it all. Nothing worse than making a 12-foot run back and missing the desired result by half an inch. So Kyle Kurz is just going to try to draw around this center guard and lie 3. And they will lie 3 indeed, but does come a little deep. So opportunity here now for
A third, kid. Enough to a third.
Team Alberta to get rid of 2 of these. Really good shot there from Tristan Steinke. Makes the double and rolls up a little bit behind.
Great shot.
So continuing his great start to the game is Tristan Steinke. He's been absolutely dialed in so far. Made a few huge shots. So tricky little shot here for Kyle Kurz. He's got to try and come around all this action over on the side to just tap out that yellow and lie 2 again. And Kurz is up to the challenge. Perfect hit and roll. So it is Calvert now lying two with the hammer and looking pretty good to cash that in.
I think this makes more sense. You want to try to flip up in the center.
So no great option here for Sturmay. No way of getting rid of both of the reds, so just a simple hit, maybe roll a little bit behind that center guard, but no matter where he rolls, it'll be accessible for Calvert.
Hard. Whoa, whoa. Hard. Whoa. Glenn, Glenn, Glenn. Glenn.
And he doesn't quite get the roll, so just an open hit here for Braden.
Great throw. I kept thinking it was going to turn over. Yeah, it was. They are, yeah. That's the one thing, like, I'm kind of on two sides of it. Like, the easy way, like, you get another jump off of things, right? Like, that's the trouble with normal is you got to hit, I think, just the right spot to make a precise move. So, whatever you're seeing, make the shot.
So first stone here for Braden Calvert here in the third end, looking to turn some misfortune into a more positive result this end. Would love to get this game tied up. This is really hanging out there though. Can Robbie Gordon bring it over enough? He cannot. So Calvert only now lying one and a chance for Sturmay here to maybe force.
Even there is pretty good. Like if you just shoot it right
The
here.
other thing is you go like here.
Like if you just shoot it right there, like if you just stayed away from it. Somewhere in there. Yeah. Even if you half look it, it's pretty good. That's a tricky shot. I think this will go pretty hard. Here. Here more.
So they talked about perhaps drawing around the center guard. But the problem is, with the way this ice is curling, I don't know that there's a way you could fully hide it. I think Braden Calvert would almost always have a shot for two if you do that. So just looking to draw down to that red one. I believe Karsten indicated that if they came right down to the red one, they would not be shot. So he just wants to be somewhere on that path in front of that red one, where it makes Braden Calvert's takeout for two really difficult.
Similar to my last one. In the a little big.
Line's good.
So Karsten indicating out of his hand, he thought he might be a little heavy.
Line's a little tight. Yep. Hard line. Hard line. Line's good.
Mine's great.
Hard line. Yep. Stay on it. Hard. Harder.
Again, they don't want to be right to it.
Losing it. That's
Pretty good shot from Sturmay, although I do think it is accessible for Calvert. It was almost as good as Sturmay could do. Would have maybe liked to leave it a little bit more out in the 8-foot so that the takeout might jam. But in any case, not easy for Braden Calvert here, but it is a shot for two. just play some quiet tap weight and move the yellow far enough. Final stone, Braden Calvert looking for his first points of the game. Need this to curl. Can McMillan get it over? Will it stick around now? It will not. So just maybe a little bit too much weight from Braden Calvert, and he can't convert on the 2 chance, but he will put his first score up on the board. We'll get our first look at Karsten Sturmay with the hammer and a 1-point lead when we come back. You're watching the SGI Canada Best of the West.
Might be simple, but our methods are far from it. Canadian dairy farmers proudly meet some of the most stringent standards in the world, including the 42 food safety requirements set by our national quality program. We do it by working hard and by ensuring that every cow is monitored every day, so that we can bring you high-quality milk. High Canadian standards. That's dairy farming forward.
Hello curling fans, welcome back to continuing coverage of the SGI Canada Best of the West, the premier under 30 tournament in both Canada and I dare say the world indeed. Great match brewing here between Alberta 1 and Manitoba 2. Karsten Sturmay able to put together an end that was just good enough to force Calvert to 1. Calvert had a very tricky shot with his last, just a little finicky hit and stick, and made the hit but wasn't able to stick, and so it is Karsten Sturmay with a 2-1 lead and the hammer here as we play the 4th, live from the Nutana Curling Club in Saskatoon. A good pair there from Rob Gordon, so it is Sturmay lying 1, but decent setup here for Team Manitoba.
Top 12. Good. Yep. Hard. Hard. Top 8. Freezing. Hard, gotta go. Hard.
And that rock over curls on Glenn Venance. So leaves the shot stone wide open here for Ian McMillan. Taking a look at the other scoreboards here. Team BC2 with a big 3-ender on Jeremy Hardy. That team skipped by Matthew McCready. So they're up 4-2. But Jeremy Hardy has the hammer. They're playing the 4th. Right beside them, it's Brady Sharback, Team Saskatchewan 2, facing off against Tyler Tardy, Team BC 1. They're also playing the 4th end. Tardy has the hammer, but he's down 2-1 to Sharback. And beside them, it's Manitoba 1, Colton Lott, the Manitoba provincial final losers who looking very good right here. They're up 3-1 over Team Saskatchewan 1, skipped by Rylan Kleider. And of course, we also have same-gender doubles at this tournament as well. The first time ever there's been a high-profile same-gender 6-rock doubles tournament. So instead of the traditional 5 rocks you see, it is the 6-rock mixed doubles, and it's been a ton of action so far. It's been really fun to watch. Right now it is Team Saskatchewan.
Get low on the floor.
Springer and Wills, they're up 6-0. Sorry, 6-1 rather on Team Manitoba, which is Ryan Weeb and Jacques Gauthier. And over on sheet 1, it's Team BC. Nick Meister and Dan Wenzik, who are down 3-2 to the Alberta mixed doubles team. So we'll keep an eye on all those games for you as we're watching the tournament here. And continues to be Sturmay sitting one with hammer here in the 4th. So Ian McMillan just looking to guard the situation here. Maybe delay the end by a rock. Of course, McMillan, longtime teammate of Jason Gunlickson before getting on this team. As we know, Gunlickson going to be stepping out of his skipping shoes next season, handing over the reins to Reed Carruthers. It's a fun team there with Derek Samagalski and Connor Negevin. And the peel made no problem by Chris Kennedy. And they'll look to put the guard back up here. There's a few good ways at that shot stone for Braden Calvert, which is why he keeps throwing the guard here. He's got potential double to get rid of all the yellows on the outside yellow to the right as you're going to look at the house when it comes here. And then he can also just simply remove shot stone and sit there and lie two as well. So good options abounding in the house, although that one may be sliding a little deep from Kyle Kurz, and that might allow Karsten Sturmay the opportunity here to get rid of all 3 of these reds. Tristan Steinke's looked very good on his hits so far today. We'll see if he can follow through on this one. Definitely a chance to get rid of all the reds. Bingo bango. No problem at all for Tristan Steinke. Leaves that yellow stone there too. And now it is Karsten Sturmay sitting 2 with hammer and a guard up. Very nice shot from Tristan. I don't think I've ever said bingo bango before in my life, and I'm not sure if I liked it or not. Might not ever use that one again, but we'll see. Whenever you commentate, sometimes it's just about the flow, you know, you just gotta let whatever comes to your brain come out. And then sometimes you say things and you're like, I don't think I like saying that. So Kyle Kerr is forced to come in the house here. Looking for a hit and roll under this center guard. Do not want to rack that guard. Oh boy. Team Calvert's actually played a very good game, but has missed the wrong shots at the wrong time. And this is another one of those cases.
Rock isn't overly aggressive. I don't think they can get.
They are now lying 3 with hammer. Just a really tough miss for Kyle Kurz there.
Okay, so this pass, you guys think similar? Okay, I'll give you a 50. I think you're there, guys. Yeah, I agree. Easy.
Really curling. Going sideways, hard.
Hard, guys, come on.
Hard, boys, hard.
Right to his broom. Yeah, right to his broom.
And another very nice shot from Tristan Stanke. And it is Karsten Sturmay lying 4 with hammer. And there's only 2 rocks to come for Team Manitoba. So the worry here from Kyle Kurz was that if Braden Calvert makes this double and Karsten is able to roll just a little bit to the left as you're looking at it, they wouldn't have any way of making a double on Braden's last one to only give up 2. That's their whole goal here now, right? If you're facing 4 with your skips first, if you can somehow give up 2, you're happy. So Kyle was worried that Karsten might be able to roll to a spot where there would be no double on Braden's last one, but Robbie Gordon maybe convincing him that wasn't the case. But in any case, he's got to make this double first. And he will not. However, that red rolling to not a horrible position for Braden Calvert. That's been the story of the afternoon so far for him, just not quite able to get the rocks where he wants.
With normal, might stay back here, hey? You want to make sure the 7 goes. That's
Okay, shoot for half a rock, and I mean, if I'm ever a little bit thinner, a little bit thicker, you at least keep one.
You should keep one. You're never killing them both with normal, hey?
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Okay, let's do it.
Is that enough?
Trying to hit like 2/3?
Yeah, I think that's enough to be nice, I think.
Okay, right there. I was still seeing a little less, Karsten.
Like, let's make sure we just, because you can afford to hit half a rock.
Okay, I think like that.
Hair less.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're Karsten Sturmay, you're already up 2. You have no problem scoring 3 here. You don't mind if you leave a double. You just don't want to leave Braden any type of shot to get around something and maybe force you. So just looking to hit this yellow, get rid of that red, and spill everything out of the way. And if you heard Karsten, if they lose the shooter, they're not super concerned about that. Just don't want to lose both of them. To hit the outside of it, and they will. So pretty much what Sturmay wanted to do there, but it might have set up a triple here for Braden Calvert. He was really hoping to hit the outside of that yellow.
Yeah, it didn't.
To not leave this for Braden.
Yeah, an inch less, and I think you're fine.
So the triple does look like it's there. You just got to get over the top of that one in the forefoot. But the double on the top of the top two is quite flat. So look for Braden to be throwing a pretty big heater here. And really, if you're Karsten Sturmay, obviously you'd love to score a couple here, but getting a blank and keeping a 1-point lead in the hammer into the fifth isn't the worst scenario either. So final stone for Braden Calvert. Needs to make a few yellows go away. And he will make no mistake. Fantastic shot from Braden Calvert. Gets rid of absolutely everything. He's had a few big weight shots this game, but finally comes through with one there. Third time's a charm, 3 rocks are gone. And it forces Alberta into a blank. So we can see the Calvert team there getting their props from Matt Dunstone and Dustin Kidby, watching the game in the lounge beside our TV sheet here. So we'll put a couple zeros on the board and we'll head into a little fourth end break here. We'll be back in a couple minutes. You're watching the SGI Canada Best of the West live on Curling Canada and Curling Zone's YouTube.
Might be simple, but our methods are far from it. Canadian dairy farmers proudly meet some of the most stringent standards in the world, including the 42 food safety requirements set by our national quality program. We do it by working hard and by ensuring that every cow is monitored every day so that we can bring you high quality milk. High Canadian standards. That's dairy farming forward.
Hi, I'm Mike Squires, and I invite you to come down to SMP and see why we're Saskatchewan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. We've been serving Saskatoon and surrounding areas for over 50 years. With over 400 new and used vehicles on the lot, SMP will have the vehicle you're looking for. We also have an amazing staff with hundreds of years of combined experience in sales, service, collision repair to help you with all your automotive needs. Come visit us at 715 Circle Drive East or online at smpchev.ca.
When you buy a lottery ticket in Saskatchewan, your money really goes a long way. More than 12,000 sport, culture, and recreation groups receive funding from Sask Lotteries every year.
Hello once again, curling fans. Welcome back. John Cullen here with you, continuing coverage of the SGI Canada Best of the West, live from the Nutana Curling Club here in Saskatoon. We are through half of the game here. It's been a fantastic battle between Alberta 1 and Manitoba 2. Karsten Sturmay against Braden Calvert. It's been a story of a few big misses for Braden Calvert and a few big makes for Karsten Sturmay. But Braden Calvert finally maybe getting that shot that'll give him a little bit more confidence there at the end of the fourth, making a phenomenal triple to get himself out of trouble. Was looking like giving up a minimum of 2, made a phenomenal triple and forced Sturmay into the blank. So it is 2-1 Sturmay with the hammer here as we play 5.
Line's good. Just over.
To your broom. Just past your broom.
Sit.
Just past your broom. Okay.
Thanks. Slower. This side is lightning. I don't know, but. Top 12! Top 8!
Line's good.
Top 8!
Oh.
Pull it!
Yes.
Pull it!
Oh.
Pull it!
Let it stop. Stop. Good shot, Glenn.
Let's roll. Sorry.
Very nice draw there from Glenn Venance. Both Glenn Venance and Rob Gordon have been having excellent games, and that's been showing in how exciting the end of the ends have been. At the start of the ends are really getting set up well, so it's been a very well played game by both the leads. So Ian McMillan's job now just to follow Glenn around the pile.
Okay.
Back 8.
Yeah, we go around if you want. Okay. Yeah, that's right. All good.
There.
The classic caught in between shot there for Ian McMillan. Would have been fine if he was able to go completely around the yellow. Obviously, the ideal spot would have been in front of it, and just got kind of caught in between the two, and it'll click into the open. And so chance for Chris Kennedy here. If he can get this behind the guard, it's going to be a really nice setup for Sturmay.
Medium.
Whoa. Line 1.
And unfortunately, just maybe a little heavy there from Kennedy, and he will roll out. So opportunity for Ian McMillan to get some atonement here. So McMillan just looking to get around the guard here.
Still shot.
And there is some atonement indeed. Don't call him James McAvoy though. He's Ian McMillan. Great shot.
Good.
But as we heard, Sturmay still shot and has the hammer.
I don't think, like, we're not going to make the double peel on the next one, and like, I don't know if it's a blank.
Even if you get 2, you're leaving a shooter, and I don't know how much
I think I
better
like
it
your
is.
freeze. Yeah, I like that in freeze. Yeah.
Just biting the 8.
So they're going to opt for the in-turn here and try to
Pull 8.
freeze on that red one that was just thrown. Not an easy shot here, especially when you haven't seen this turn.
Top 12, top 8, let's close.
Close.
Top 12.
Line's great.
Top 12.
Through.
Top 12.
Whoa.
Top 12.
Yes.
Light.
Yes.
Lighter. It's good.
Hard.
It's good. You're short of it.
Oh. Gotta be off. Sorry.
So a little lighter than they would have wanted, but another counter in the house here as we've got quite a nice little row of red and yellows here.
Yeah, I don't mind that either.
Yeah, I like that.
That yellow they just threw is like, well, it's almost gone too, so they can't really use it. toughy.
Speed is
Same
pretty
way
good
I
on
did
your
my
scores,
guard
eh?
last time.
Yeah. Good ad at least. That was good. Yeah, good ad though. 8 foot, top 8.
Perfect weight.
Top 4. Top 4.
Hey, a little bounce.
Little bounce. Line only.
Little bounce.
Line only. Bouncing. T-line. Heavy. Heavy. Back 8. Good.
Back eight.
Don't want to be heavy here.
We're very heavy. All there. Very heavy. Holy. Okay.
And that will sail by everything.
Yeah.
Been a tough last couple ends here for Kyle Kurz.
You like the peel in the high one?
And this could be, maybe where we're seeing a little bit of the layoff from competition hurting Team Calvert a bit here. I talked with them before the game, and this is their first competitive action in a month. Whereas Karsten Sturmay, as we said, was part of that Alberta Championship, which was just 2 weeks ago. So they're a little bit more recently in action. And Sturmay actually going to be continuing their season after Best of the West, which no other team in this field can say aside from them. They're going to be heading to the Champions Cup by virtue of that Alberta Championship win. They got a berth in the Champions Cup in Olds, Alberta, the start of May. So Sturmay will be heading off there
It's going all the way around it.
for their first slam appearance.
Around
Going back button.
Okay.
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 Do you like the same throw? Or do I see you a different way?
So this is a crucial shot here for Kyle Kurz. Gonna need to get around everything.
Light to go.
Top 12. 12. Top 12. Top.
Light.
Take guard. Keep her going.
Bounce it.
So Kurz a little heavy on his first one, a little light on his second one.
Okay.
And it continues to be Karsten Sturmay lying one with hammer.
You don't come in now, eh? Yeah, we're kind of thinking the peel again. Yeah. Is that the intern?
Yeah, intern.
Yeah. Just
So Tristan Steinke looking for a double peel here. He's been money on his upweight shots all afternoon.
Glenn. Yep. Glenn. No. The shooter, Chris. The shooter.
And once again makes no mistake. And so it's still Sturmay lying one with hammer, but
That worked out.
starting to look like maybe he'll be able to bring that other yellow in the house into play. Or certainly that's what they're hoping.
Well, if you get all the way to here, that's not there. Hitting that one first, right? Try picking it.
What you got? Pick it.
No, they just do that.
Yeah. Not much of it. Like back line? Yeah.
Can we ever do this? Like spin off to there? Like curl enough to do that?
No. Like we can't go out turn tappers like we played on Thursdays. Like
Like we gotta get to there with back line.
it's hard, eh?
You need to move it to here. Or you won't just kick it into the open, right? If we can get shot, it'd be really good, but
I don't mind the change.
yeah, we can just pick it, but If we pick it, do they just do this though? No? You don't think it's there?
I don't mind that out turn, like just tap it and cue it up. Like if you could ever tap it and just freeze it just a hair on this side, give yourself a little bit more of it, and your shooter kind of goes to in that spot. Like with like T-line weight, top
So
four.
are we trying to keep an angle here?
Well, we can't, yeah, because we can't go. What would you guys prefer? Which angle would you prefer? Probably it's easier to keep it on.
If we play a thin going that way.
Yeah, our shooter's rolling, yeah. It's probably easier to keep it on the thick angle. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm saying, do we play it like top four, or do we play it like back line and try to spin to here? No?
Can you make it with back line? Yeah.
Well, if you hit a quarter and onto this, the spin's gonna stop it.
Sure. Sure.
Right? The spin's gonna stop it. It's never gonna kick open.
Sure. That's,
if you get to a quarter rock, the spin's always stopping it right here. Like if you can hit a quarter with board, it's not even kicking out that way.
Pretty tough.
So it's a long discussion here. What they're talking about, the original call was to just pick the yellow one off the back. But they were worried that if they do that, then you...
I think we're playing that.
Worried if you do that, then you leave an opportunity for Sturmay to lie too. So now the call is to just come down here, come down through the middle, tap this one onto here. I'm using the wrong color again, but that doesn't matter. Tap this red one onto here, and then move this one out of shot stone position. So that's what they're talking about. Originally, they were talking about coming down here, trying to just pick this one out. Okay, but then the worry was that if they did that, there might be something up top here where Sturmay could get rid of the red and lie too.
Right on it.
So we'll see what happens here, but they're just trying to throw top four weight and just chap this red one on top of that yellow. So big shot here for Calvert. You could roll to a position where Sturmay has a double to lie three. So crucial to be to have the correct weight here.
Maybe hair light.
T. T-line.
Hair light.
Okay, go then.
Top four.
Mine's full.
No. Top four.
Ian, you gotta go back.
It's T, yeah. Good. Not bad. Just bounce it here too much.
And that was close to what they wanted, but again, this is sort of exactly what I was talking about. It leaves them the double now.
Are you trying to save the shooter?
You can. Like, it's pretty scary, but...
Yeah, you're trying to get as close as you can anyways.
So for Sturmay, two options here to lie two when this is all over. You can hit this one a little bit on the thinner side, hit it more on the outside of this red one, and then you spill these two off like this. Or you can come down and kind of nose this one, so you'd be saving your back one in that case. Or you can come down, nose this one, get rid of them like this. You lose this back one, but your shooter would be sticking right here. So those are the two options here for Sturmay. Either one is fine. Just want to be lying at least two when this is all over.
Yes.
And how about you just make it perfect like that and lie three? Phenomenal shot from Karsten Sturmay. Unbelievable. Poking that right through the hole perfectly. Just shades it through the hole and manages to lie three. Phenomenal shot. And now Braden Calvert is in some trouble.
Just freezing it? Yeah, same throw. Yeah. Let's make it.
So Braden Calvert trying to corner freeze to this yellow one to cut Sturmay down to two. If he is light or heavy, Sturmay gets four. So very difficult shot here. Final stone for Braden Calvert here in the fifth.
Similar, if not hair more.
Hair tighter.
Hair more.
Close
hair more.
Okay, line's good.
Weight's good.
Mine's good. Mine's curl at the end though. Yeah, Ian, you gotta go. Ian, you gotta go.
Can we
Ian,
go
you gotta
around
go.
it? No, we're beside it. Sit. Good. Good job, Braden.
Good.
Very good.
Really good shot from Braden Calvert there.
Real good.
Pretty darn good.
Pretty much the perfect spot. Had to walk it down to a postage stamp, and he did.
It's got the run.
See how you hurt.
Well, you could get it. You could get this.
Yeah, I know.
You like it? Okay.
That's your best way.
If you want to throw, what kind of weight are you seeing?
I think it's peel.
You think it's peel? Okay, to make sure that. Okay. What are you hitting?
I think it's half. Half?
Yeah.
So Karsten Sturmay just looking to double run these two, pick the red off the top, and score 2.
I think half.
So big shot here. He's already sitting 1. He could have drawn for 2, but this gives him the option to potentially score 3. So final stone here for Karsten Sturmay in the 5th.
Whoa! Yes! Whoa! Whoa! Hard!
What has he got?
Sit.
Will it sit down for a 3rd point? It will. What a pair of shots from Karsten Sturmay. Absolutely phenomenal shot making. He will stick that one 4-3, and it is a commanding 5-1 lead for Alberta 1. Braden Calvert will have the hammer when we come back. We'll see if he can claw his way back into this one. You're watching the SGI Canada Best of the West.
Might be simple, but our methods are far from it. Canadian dairy farmers proudly meet some of the most stringent standards in the world, including the 42 food safety requirements set by our national quality program. We do it by working hard and by ensuring that every cow is monitored every day so that we can bring you high quality milk. High Canadian standards. That's dairy farming forward.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. SGI Canada, Best of the West, and that 5th end really showcasing just what it means to be the best of the West as we get a look here. This was Karsten Sturmay's first shot to get that 3 set up. Just an absolutely pin-perfect double. Just whisks this red one off the top of that yellow one to lie 3. That eventually sets up the score of 3 for him later at end. Just fantastic shot making from Sturmay's rink. And as we say, this men's field absolutely stacked here in Saskatoon, and whoever wins this tournament truly will be the best of the West. And Karsten Sturmay showing what it takes right there. 2 excellent shots, and his team leads by 4. We'll see if Braden Calvert will have a little bit more luck with the hammer this time. Of course, we flash back to that first end. He had the shot for 5, missed it, gave up a steal of 1, and hasn't really had a whole lot of success with the hammer since. Gave up another steal in the 2nd, got forced to 1 in the 3rd, so we'll see if he can put something together here in the 6th. He's going to have to in a hurry. Of course, these ends here are only 8-end games, so the clock may be running out a little bit on Calvert. We'll see what they can do here as Glenn Venance with another nice pair.
Make sure they're even.
So Rob Gordon making no mistake with the corner guards.
Yeah.
Just got a message from future team Scheidegger third, Kate Cameron, that Bingo Bango's a hit. So
T-line back for it.
I thought it was a mistake, but I might have to go back to the Bingo Bango well this weekend if people are liking it.
Wow. That was really heavy.
So a little heavy stone there from Chris Kennedy, but it is still Karsten Sturmay lying 3 without hammer here in 6.
Yeah, probably just peel. Yeah. Let's make it good.
As we said, we'll have wall-to-wall coverage of this event all weekend long for you. We'll be back here at 4:30 local time. It'll be Team BC 1, Corinne Brown, against Team Manitoba 2, Beth Peterson. Should be a phenomenal game. I will be here on the call once again. Maybe by myself, maybe with a guest, who knows. When I'm by myself, I tend to lose my mind a little bit more, so maybe that's the preferred option.
That's fine.
So a good shot there from Ian McMillan.
Good.
This is one of those cases where Sturmay being up 4, wouldn't mind giving up 2 to Calvert. So, you know, if you're Calvert, you just try to make all your shots and get that 2 on the board and claw your way back into the game. I can tell you we also have our first final out here in men's doubles action. It was Team Saskatchewan big winners over Team Manitoba 8-3. As Chris Kennedy doesn't quite make the peel, but it rolls into a guarding position, so maybe not the worst scenario for them. Updating you on all the other action over on sheet 1, it's the other doubles game. It's Team BC against Team Alberta. They are tied at 4, playing the 7th. Team Alberta with the hammer there. And it's been a wild scoreboard over on sheet 2. You've got Team Alberta 2, Jeremy Hardy against Team BC 2, Matt McCready. Those teams have been exchanging threes all afternoon, and it's currently McCready up 7-5 over Team Hardy. Hardy with the hammer, they're playing 6. Speaking of playing 6, beside them it's a little bit more of a muted affair between Tardy and Sharbak. They're tied at 2, Sharbak with the hammer. And then just beside them, it's Team Manitoba 1, Colton Lott, and his rink from Winnipeg Beach Curling Club. They're up 1 on Rylan Kleider, but Kleider does have the hammer, and they're also playing the 6th.
Up on the inside.
Hitting half a rock?
Yeah. Less you want to do.
Wondering if it's easier to go the nose way.
So Calvert chasing that top yellow, unfortunately rolling close to his red here, so opportunity for Tristan Steinke to get rid of both of these reds.
Close. Close. Whoa. Whoa. Get out.
And he continues to be money on those big weight shots. Really hasn't missed one all afternoon, has Tristan Steinke. Been absolutely fantastic, and that one is no exception. So Calvert now in some trouble here to get them. They need at least 2 here, and not looking great for it right now.
Top 8 foot. Top 4.
Okay, weight's good. A little hot.
All there. T.
Yeah, top T line. T line.
Line's getting better.
Top 4. Top T line.
They're kind of beside it. That's unfortunate. Okay.
So just trying to make the freeze, and Kyle Kurz has just been a tough afternoon for Kyle.
Probably the in.
What?
Probably the intern.
If this afternoon was a TV show for Kyle, we might call it Curse Your Enthusiasm. So he hasn't had his best game, but again, as I said, it's been a month layoff for them, and always tough to get back into the game when you haven't played for a while. Just looking to come off of their own here and get rid of this red.
Get out of there. Come on.
And it won't get out of the house, so maybe a little window here. We haven't seen Tristan Stanke miss any of those big weight shots, and that one's just not a full miss, but maybe a glimmer of hope here for Braden Calvert.
Like you want to move it a foot to get shot, but yeah.
Just move it a foot. The back four.
Like same weight, I think, isn't it? Yeah.
Same throw.
Yeah, exact same throw. Got a hair lighter? More, yeah.
32.
I thought he killed it a bit. Back 8. Good. Back
So
8.
just looking for the freeze here.
Back 8.
Maybe a little tap.
Okay.
And there's the weight Kyle Kurz was looking for. Just over curls a little bit on him, but still in a pretty good spot, although it's Sturmay lying one without hammer here.
I think that's, yeah. It's obvious, isn't it? I like it, yeah.
So sometimes when a team has a 4-point lead, you'd see them just, you know, play very defensively. You might have seen Sturmay maybe try to pick this red one off the top, maybe run something in, maybe even draw down and freeze to it, but he's just going to play a little more aggressive here. He's lying one, it's behind a guard, and he's just going to throw another guard on it. And I don't mind that strategy either. Sometimes the best defense is a good offense.
Line's good. Yep, hard line. Hard line. Hard early. Hard early. Yes. Yes. Hard. Yes. Safe. Yep. Keep going. Keep going. Get it in if you can. Hard. Full in is great. Try not to count this one. Whoa, whoa. That's good. Whoa. Whoa. Just don't count this one. Oh yeah, that's fine, guys.
So pretty good spot there for Karsten Sturmay, as they are now lying first, third, and fourth shot. So we saw Braden Calvert make a pretty pinpoint freeze last end. He's going to have to do that again here.
If you have the right weight, I think you can finish it a little bit in there. Like we don't have to get it dead on here, as long as we're like touching a piece of it.
What's that?
Okay.
Well, it's hard, different. We'll see. Do our best. It's freezing to it. Yep. Yeah. Same weight as last then, right? Like, pretty close.
So big shot here for Braden Calvert. Down 4 with hammer. Needs to score 2 here, no question. Needs to make a very precise freeze
Hair
here.
light right now, top 8 foot.
You can go. Line's good.
Hey.
It's good.
Yeah, top 4 foot.
On top button.
I think we're there.
Close the line. Yep.
A little bit. Top 4. How's your line?
Perfect. Line's
Hey.
perfect.
Top button.
Line's perfect. Line's perfect. Make sure it's
It's gonna skate. It's there. It's there.
Beauty.
And that is the second end in a row that Braden Calvert has made an absolutely perfect freeze.
Okay.
Absolutely dialing into his draw weight there. He's shot stone, and Karsten Sturmay can't really do anything about it. So
between 1 point the whole game.
he's just going to guard and force Calvert to
It's run so different.
draw the button.
Like, those.
So final stone here for Karsten Sturmay in the 6th.
Not light.
Line's good.
Calvert's lying 1. Karsten just looking to put a capper on it. Force Braden to have to draw the button for his 2nd point.
Gotta stop. Off.
Yeah, just let him stop, guys.
Off.
Whoa. Whoa.
And that just goes straight sideways on him. And so now, all of a sudden, the door opened for a 3 here for Braden Calvert. Just looked like maybe not enough rotation on the stone from Karsten, or perhaps it caught a flat spot on the way down, but really over curled. And now this is not a super hard shot here for Braden to get himself right back in the game.
It's close. Yeah, I like it, BK. You got it, bud. Back line.
So final stone, Braden Calvert here in the 6th. An opportunity to get 3 back and put himself within 1.
Weight's good. Back line.
Yep.
Hair heavy.
Whoa.
Hair heavy. Stay close. Weight's good.
Whoa.
Stay close.
Whoa. Lead. Whoa, Rob. Rob, you gotta go. Gotta go, Rob. Gotta go.
Robbie Gordon trying to bring this over.
Ian.
And he will. So Calvert capitalizes on the Sturmay mistake. He will put 3 back on the board. We've got a real barn burner here. 5-4 lead for Karsten Sturmay with the hammer when we come back. You're watching the SGI Canada Best of the West.
Our roots might be simple, but our methods are far from it. Canadian dairy farmers proudly meet some of the most stringent standards in the world, including the 42 food safety requirements set by our national quality program. We do it by working hard and by ensuring that every cow is monitored every day so that we can bring you high quality milk. High Canadian standards. That's dairy farming forward.
Welcome back to the Nutana Curling Club here in Saskatoon. John Cullen with you as we watch some men's opening draw action. Karsten Sturmay against Braden Calvert as we get a look here at the shot of the game so far presented by SaskMilk, and it's that Karsten Sturmay run back double to score 3 in the 5th. Bingo, bango, 3 on the board.
No idea what happened.
Huge shot for Karsten Sturmay. Huge shot for Team Alberta, and that is why he's got a 1-point lead right now with the hammer as we play the 7th end. Has to be said, there's been a couple moments in this game where it would have been easy for Braden Calvert's team to check out. Obviously, we talk about that 6-point swing in the very first end of the game, and then giving up that 3 to Sturmay. Would have been easy to just fold up their tent, but they've really kept it together, and they find themselves here in a dogfight, but Sturmay still with the advantage, up 1 with hammer here in the 7th. Again, as we've talked about all throughout this draw, only 4 teams per pool in this round robin, so every game matters an absolute great deal. Speaking of being up 1 with hammer playing 7, that is what Team BC number 2 is looking at the moment.
Tight guard.
They're playing Team Alberta 2, Jeremy Hardy.
Let it work.
And they have a 7-6 lead playing the 7th.
Line's good. Tight guard. Okay, then go. Line's fine. No, line's fine. Just make it good. Good. Good, sweet. Okay. I don't know what happened with my first one. Yeah, it's a little funky. Might have picked. Tight.
Line's
Tight
good.
guard. Light.
Line's great. Oh, easy.
We're light. We're top 12 now.
Tristan. Tristan. Hard, Tristan. Hard, Tristan. It's going hard. Hard, 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 hard.
Another great shot there from Glenn Venance. And so it's Sturmay lying too early with the hammer.
All right.
So big shot here from Ian McMillan, trying to freeze into the pile here.
Yeah, go. Go. Dig, buddy. Top 8. Go. Go. Yeah, go. 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 Nice shot. Good job. Nice shot, Ian.
Really good shot there from Ian McMillan, and so that's going to force the run back out of Team Sturmay here. Sorry, opting for the straight peel rather than the run back. My apologies. So some debate whether or not they wanted to put another red one in there, but they're going to throw another guard and delay the end by a shot. I think if we see McMillan make this one, we'll likely see Kennedy peel it, and then we may see Calvert go into the house. And that will squeeze its way over the hog line.
I deserve to sweep. I throw enough rocks through the rings today and I needed to sweep.
So it did over curl a little bit, which will allow Chris Kennedy to peel the back one instead of the top one. Don't want to disturb the house at all, though, and he won't.
I'll take a second here.
What?
I don't like that.
I don't particularly love that. You like that? Go talk to him. Good digging, like we can go forwards, right? Like I don't love freezing wide open.
Yeah. How do I make that good? Like, and then they just nose it with peel, and they're both probably spinning. Like this 3 spin to here. I like this.
Yeah,
Or
like it's just there. Anything we do in the rings is a short little run that we need to dig or guard.
Yeah.
But then they just peel and then we're like
guard here. They might try that.
maybe. Wanna saunter on that way?
Well, I don't think we have to go crazy where we give them 2. Right? Like 4 isn't the end of the world. That was what I was thinking. I thought going right here.
Either that or like Ian was saying, dig. Like it's not really looking like a steal.
Dig on the top one.
But that's going on at Mika. And this is. I just don't want to give him 2 for no reason. Like down 2, we can get 2, and then like.
Do you like this at all? Trying to get to nose?
This is just such a short run back for him. Like even if you make this good, like we talked about.
It's half buried right now though.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I don't mind that. Yeah, could be. Do we just waste the rock and play this, and he's gonna peel again, right?
Then we're just in the same predicament a shot later, so we might as well talk about it now.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're like guard, they peel, and then we freeze. Is that what you're thinking?
Like if we're freezing here. Like if we get to here, they just blast our nose and they're both spinning that way. And then we're looking at giving up 2 or 3 or making a perfect freeze on our last.
Whatever you're feeling, because if you like going for it, let's go for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's make our mind up on something. Go back and forth.
Do you want to throw a guard first, or do you want to go now?
Okay, let's throw a guard.
Okay, let's throw a guard first.
Let's throw a guard.
So long discussion there. Robbie Gordon, as leads often are, trying to
that's not really fair either. So
be the sage voice of wisdom, but essentially what they were discussing is, you can throw a guard here and just delay the end by a shot.
All right.
Or you could come in and you could try to freeze on that red, but they were concerned that if you don't make the freeze absolutely perfect, they blast everything and they're lying 2 when it's over. And I think Rob Gordon had the best line of the whole thing where he said, I don't want to give him 2 for no reason. You want to make Sturmay earn his 2, and I think sometimes teams in this situation, down 1 with hammer, think they have to try and win or lose the game here in the 7th end, but they don't have to do that. And all the team members eventually come to the correct decision. You maybe just delay it by a stone, and then you go in.
Got a curl.
Top 12.
Here. Got a curl.
Yeah, we're close.
So a little heavy from Kurz. They're calling an audible to just corner freeze this top yellow, which is not a bad result.
Didn't even talk about it. That's fine.
Yeah, exactly. As Robbie said, we didn't even talk about that, but might even be better than the guard.
Actually pretty good.
Yeah, I think so. Got a third of the back one.
It's not terrible, yeah.
You got a third of the back one too.
Yeah.
Out turn.
So Tristan Steinke just going to peel the guard. And now it's decision time for Team Calvert. No time clocks at this event too if you're sitting at home and screaming at your computer why they took 3 minutes on that last shot and why they might take another minute or 2 here. But most of these teams at this level play pretty quick anyway, but yeah, no officials here, no time clocks. So yeah, as we say, pretty good situation for Calvert. So
we gotta guard the yellow.
They're happy to just guard again.
Yeah, big call. Yeah, we gotta guard that yellow. Don't let them play that now. And just touch them.
Ooh, high.
Okay,
Halfway.
Halfway. Okay, line's good.
Halfway high.
Okay. Line's nice. Always in. Gotta touch center though.
Halfway.
Gotta just touch center.
Yeah, I think
line's good. Line's good.
we're gonna get there. Yeah, it will. I'll switch.
Curl a hair. No, not good. 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 Good.
Nice shot.
Wow.
So Kurz makes no mistake. And we'll see if Sturmay elects to peel again, and he will.
Guard again, what are they gonna play?
I mean, the thing now is if you make it really good, right, they don't really have I guess you got to get it right in there because they still have the red. Eventually he's going to hit what he can see of the red, roll away, and it's going to be guarded. It's going to be forced. I think this one might be worth talking about.
All right, so we'll see the Alberta team now have a little chat.
And roll the shooter away, and then how do we get out?
Obviously, if you're Karsten Sturmay, you want to get 2 here, so that's really the discussion.
He's going after the. You think so? He might just hit what he can see of the 3 and roll away.
Yeah, and we're still in 3 that day.
I know, that's what I mean.
So, like, is that dumb?
Do you? Okay.
So if we peel this, like you're saying, he's going to play the 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, fix the 3.
Okay. We rip the top 2, we're up 2.
Yeah.
Or we rip one and give him a deal, we're tied up again. We're on bad page.
Okay, well.
That's what I'm saying.
Then
Like, I don't see how a multiple steal comes in.
If it's a
to do
steal or
that.
force.
It's the same argument. It might even be a deuce, not?
You can't get to a better spot with like the tap. Hey, it doesn't
And
work.
like, no. And like, you can play it tight. Like, even if like you do tick off that, you
That's
end
pretty
up
good.
lining that up. It's not bad.
Yeah, if the weight's good.
You just have to have good weight.
Okay. Top 4. Okay, I like it.
So electing not to peel here, the conversation again was around how they could maybe generate 2 here, and there was a comment made, well, you know, if we give up a steal of 1 here, that's not the end of the world, and that's probably true too. A lot of teams these days, with how good they are at ticking and all the things we know about scoring tied with hammer at this level, most teams feel pretty comfortable being tied with hammer, playing the last, so... So trying to get around everything and lie 2 here is Tristan Steinke.
Hard, boys. Hard.
Hard, guys.
This looks like it might be a little light.
Okay.
So now it starts to get a little tricky if you're Karsten Sturmay. Especially if Calvert can make this draw, and he's been full value for his draw weight the last couple ends. Made a perfect freeze in 6 to set up their 3, and made a perfect freeze in 5 to
Stop button. We might not get shot.
only give up 3. Usually you don't hear that too often, but true in that case. Over on sheet 2, it's a tie game between Jeremy Hardy and Matt McCready. Hardy getting a steal of 1 in the 7th, so 7-7, McCready with the hammer.
Last end is freeze, Ian? I think so. Yeah.
And no real other score updates to pass along to you, but we will as things go along. So big shot here for Braden Calvert, his first without hammer. Looking to lie shot stone buried.
What do you think?
T. Don't want to go. Close line.
Line only. Back 4. Back 4.
Line's good. Got room.
All there. Run rotation. Running.
Room.
Okay.
Trying to curl. All you. Line's good.
Really take it.
Yep. Hard. Hard. Whoa.
Okay, that's fine. I might just touch this one, Karsten. I don't know.
So it seems like the sweepers maybe lost a little handle on it. They thought maybe it picked or something. We can see Ian McMillan here cleaning up the path. So I don't know if it hit a flat spot or if it just started to curl or maybe if it did pick. But
Barely poking the open.
sweepers actually thought it was heavy. And it ended up coming up short. So it is still Sturmay lying 1 here with hammer in the 7th, leading by 1.
Well, I think I guess what's he playing right now?
So yeah, you can see a look here. There doesn't seem to be a clear pick, but you can see it definitely starts to really come over and the weight just completely dies on it. So possible that it wasn't maybe a dramatic pick, but a flat spot in the ice or something.
An easy waiter and just try to keep near nose? Not?
I'm going to try to take this away. Yeah, I think that this will pretty much stay right there.
Especially if you're throwing easy.
Yeah. You want to be careful not to leave an angle to this one, which I don't think will ever happen.
like, but you got, yeah.
Just a hair high to keep it on it. I guess, or do you want?
Is there a piece tucked, Glenn?
Do you want to try to get fairly close to nose? Okay.
So they've settled on it here. Karsten Sturmay just going to hit that top red one, get rid of the red that Braden Calvert just threw, and sit that yellow in there for third shot. First stone here for Karsten Sturmay.
Hard! Whoa! Clean! Whoa!
And he makes no mistake. So it is Sturmay lying first and third with the hammer.
I think we want to try to stick our 2 in there, right?
I don't mind.
Right here, like 7/8. I kind of want to sit our 2 right here. So I don't know what weight that is though. It's not going to drag it much. It might drag it a hair though. I think control and 7/8 high. I think this one's sticking right here. We just want to stick it so it's buried, right? Okay.
Kind of weight.
Easy control. Okay.
So chance here for
7/8 high. You see that?
Braden Calvert.
And then this 2 sits right here.
Yeah.
Might even be able to lie 2 when this is all said and done.
Okay.
How's that look? Okay. You want a hair less?
Where are we trying to hit this, Cal? Hair low or hair high? Okay.
Hair low works too.
Okay.
So yeah, the key here is they just don't want to line this up. They want to hit this yellow a little bit off nose so that their shooter ends up guarding the shot that they're, the red that they're running into the pile. So big final stone here for Braden Calvert in the 7th.
Nice.
He's down 1, but
Easy
with a
control.
chance to perhaps lie 2.
Yep.
Yep.
Whoa.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yep.
Yep.
Whoa.
Whoa. Yep.
Yep. Yep. Hard.
Sit. Good.
Real good.
Great shot, buddy.
And I do believe he's sitting 2. It's very close.
Shot, Skipper.
They'll take a look at it here.
Pretty good, yeah.
It's close. It might be Sturmay actually lying second shot here.
I couldn't have done it much better. Like if we hit it, if it curls the hair more, the 2 spills more, it's a double there.
I think we are second.
Okay.
Karsten believes they're second. I think they are too, actually, on the second look.
I agree.
And Tristan agrees too, so we get a look there.
The tap on the 1?
Yeah, it looks like yellow to me.
Like you throw forward weight and you make it through the hole.
Yeah, just
So just maybe a little too much weight there from Braden Calvert. And
Great
this
wheel on the
will
last one. That was easy.
allow Karsten Sturmay to perhaps raise this yellow. He's got to try and over curl the red one at the top of the house, raise the yellow up, and then hope that their eyesight is better than mine. Mine's not very good, so. But I agree with them all the same, so we'll see if it comes through. I would imagine it'll be a measure regardless, but got to make this one first. Final stone, Karsten Sturmay in the 7th.
Hard! Up! Hard! Hard! Hard!
Kennedy on it right away. Can he hold it?
Wait.
get the red.
He can. So very nice shot from Karsten Sturmay, and we'll see if it is indeed 2 yellow. Kyle Kerr's taking a look at it here. Fantastic shot from Karsten Sturmay. Navigates that port and makes the shot no problem. And it is indeed 2. So fantastic shot from Karsten Sturmay. Braden Calvert, unfortunately, just a little heavy on his last one. And Sturmay will take a 3-point lead into the 8th, but Calvert will have the hammer when we come back. You're watching the SGI Canada Best of the West.
When you buy a lottery ticket in Saskatchewan, your money really goes a long way. More than 12,000 sport, culture, and recreation groups receive funding from Sask Lotteries every year.
Welcome back to the 8th end of the Best of the West opening draw for the men. Braden Calvert of Manitoba up against Karsten Sturmay of Alberta, and it has been a back and forth affair. Some excellent shot making from both teams, but it has been Karsten Sturmay with just a little bit more of an answer to the question here. They lead 7-4 here in the 8th, so Calvert will need 3 with the hammer to force an extra. As we said, we'll have continuing coverage of this event all weekend long. Our next game is coming up at 4:30 local time. That's 6:30 Eastern time, 3:30 Pacific. It's going to be Team British Columbia 1, Corinne Brown, against Team Manitoba 2, Beth Peterson. Both of those teams were victorious this morning, so it'll be a battle for that 2-0. And likely, if you start 2-0, you're probably making the playoffs, certainly making at least a tiebreaker here. So
Pistol. Next one. Go over there.
So that'll be a big game tonight between those two ladies teams, two excellent ladies teams, by the way. And speaking of other games, we've got a lot going on out here. It is Tyler Tardy, speaking of BC, with a big steal of 2 in the 7th end. So they now have a 5-2 lead over Brady Scharback of Saskatchewan. And the BC men's doubles team getting 2 in the 8th end to force an extra end with Alberta. So we'll see how that one pans out. We'll keep you posted there. And it has been Rylan Kleider really putting the gas on the pedal is what I was going to say, and I don't think that's how bicycles or cars work. Putting the pedal to the metal is, I think, the phrase I was looking for. But they got 2 in the 6th and then stole another 1 in the 7th. So they're up 6-4 over Colton Lott, Team Manitoba 1. So some close games out there. We'll keep you posted on all of those results as they happen, as long as we're still live here. Thank you for watching on Curling Canada's YouTube or Curling Zone's YouTube, wherever you're checking in from. Wow. John Cullen here with you. And it is Sturmay lying 3 up 3 here, so it's going to be up to Braden Calvert to see how he can manage this. This is exactly the setup when they were able to get 3 in the 6th. They had 2 corner guards up, and Sturmay was lying 3 all along the center line, so we'll see if they can do it once again here in the 8th.
Make a good one around now. Oh, I almost burnt it. Yeah. Good curl, Ben. Yeah.
So just trying to draw around this corner guard here is Ian McMillan. he makes no mistake.
But
So I think we will see Team Sturmay start to get the peel train rolling.
that would have been ball game.
It was almost a full-on like,
What's wrong with that?
Whoa! No, 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 no.
Oh.
Well, I'm not sure that's the way they would have drawn it up. That looked more like something out of Picasso's Cubist period. Not exactly sure what was going on there, but yeah, not a great result there for Chris Kennedy, but a pretty good result for Braden Calvert. They still have a corner guard, and now they're lying shot stone. So we can see here just the peel over curls a little bit and slashes that red one onto the yellow. Just not the way you would have liked that to work out. And this one looks like it might have picked out of Ian McMillan's hand. So might have helped save Kennedy a little bit there. I don't know if he came over the top of it. I didn't quite see the release, but he immediately gestured. So might have been a picked stone there, but in any case, it's still not a terrible setup for Team Calvert here, but they would have loved to get that red rock in the house. And Tristan Steinke over curls that one, and we might be in for an 8th end here.
What's that?
This game has been a real roller coaster, and the ride continues here. That one just over curling. Same turn that Ian McMillan threw, so maybe it's just a little bit of the late game here or something. I'm not sure, but two rocks on the in turn over curling, and it continues to be Calvert. He's lying one with hammer and 3 up in front of the rings, so certainly 3 is in play here, if not 4.
yeah, full 12 is not horrible. Just make the call early. I think back T is good. We can come right on top of it again.
So back T. That's where. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's make it. Finally. Hold there. Back 8. Back 12.
Need a rub?
But,
Back 12.
yeah. Need a rub. Yep. Go.
Hey, whoa.
We're by it. We're through.
They need this one to slow down.
Ay.
This 8th end has proven a little bit tricky. Kyle Kurz looked like he threw that a little positive, just seeing what happened with McMillan and Steinke stones, and just that little extra push at the end sends that one through the house. And it's been a couple chances now for Team Calvert they haven't been able to capitalize on, so we'll see if Tristan Steinke can get rid of this shot stone finally. And he will indeed, and so now all of a sudden what was looking like potentially a very likely 3 is now Calvert has to make all 3 of their final stones count.
Back 8.
Back 8. Mine's good. Back 12.
Heavy.
Gotta be overburied. Gotta
So that's one.
Good.
Karsten Sturmay will make the peel here.
Sorry, Rico.
Yeah.
Just shooting this across the top. If you catch this, fine.
So Sturmay will make no mistake, and now Calvert will try to put another one behind this corner guard. If he can bury this, then Sturmay might be forced into playing a run back.
All right, B-Cal. Same. So, like your first draw last time. Like, yeah, that's, yeah. That's the weight. Like top 8 foot and tuck it.
And we have a final over on sheet 2. Team BC, number 2, Matthew McCready, victorious over Alberta 2 and Jeremy Hardy. So great performance from the lads from BC as they get their first win on the board, and it's going to be up to Hardy to probably win out their last 2 to make the playoffs.
Line's good.
Weight's good.
Go to curl.
Top 4.
Go to curl.
Air light. Switch.
Go to curl.
No,
Go
weight's
drop.
good.
Weight's good. Always drop. Yep, gotta go, gotta go.
And Calvert makes no mistake, so he's got the 2 buried, and unfortunately for him, it just, that one over curled a little bit too much. They would have loved it to be a little bit higher. But Sturmay is going to be able to likely see enough of this red to get rid of it and end the game. And that sound you heard was Tyler Tardy exploding 3 rocks in the house and sealing the victory over Saskatchewan 2 and Brady Sharbach. So Tardy will move to 1-0, both BC teams victorious. And speaking of victory, Karsten Sturmay looking to seal one here. And he will make no mistake. So Karsten Sturmay opens with a win, continuing their hot run from the Alberta Tour Championship. They'll go to 1-0. Braden Calvert will fall to 0-1. We'll be back here in about an hour and a half. Team Corinne Brown against Team Beth Peterson. Thanks for tuning in. I've been John Cullen. Goodbye.